It's a Gundam. He's just a piece of crap.
Well, another day, another yearly corporate event hosted by the human husk known as Jeff Keighley has ended. The Summer Games Fest is designed to get you hyped for games, rush to market, thriving off of corporate crunch culture and fueled by AI now. AAA gaming has reached the point where we pay more for less, much like the modern McDonald's value meal. And just like said value meal, what you get does not match the promotional material.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
The hardcore gamer has been rebranded the consumer by CEOs of billion-dollar gaming companies.
Flashback.
Same goal, which is make the best entertainment on earth and engage and captivate our consumers. So when we've had booths that were very focused on letting consumers play. There are other enterprises where we talk to consumers on a regular basis.
And GTA Online
continues
GTA Online to be a phenomenon.
End of flashback.
They are so addicted to their digital smack they can't turn away. Ruled by consumer culture, they are forced to buy the Nintendo Switch 2 and all of the peripherals. For what reason, God only knows.
Yeah, what do I have this for? What am I doing?
The Nintendo Switch 2 reportedly sold over 3 million units in the first 24 hours via Nintendo Power.
Toast! Look excited! I want to smell the excitement! Toast more! 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 More!
Instead of a body that consumes copious amounts of calories, the consumer's gluttony can be measured in bookcases full of Funko Pops and video game boxes that are more often than not empty, housing only a piece of paper with a digital code inside. Because at the end of the day, you will own nothing, and you will like it. These days, companies know they can charge more, and people will pay, as the Outer Worlds 2 demonstrated right after the Summer Games Fest had ended, and the children were squealing in horror.
Thanks, Nintendo. Now every mid-ass game will think it's worth $80. The Outer Worlds 2 is $79.99. I wonder if the reaction will be the same as it was with Mario Kart World, LOL.
Don't forget Randy Pitchford letting fans know it's time to pony up.
My bitch better have my money.
Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 to feed this notion of constant increases of price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say of the price when it comes to your publisher. A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school, working a minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen.
Money, please.
Oh, no, there's no money.
Oh, my bad. No problem.
When there was backlash for this comment on Twitter, he doubled down. Because these game company CEOs see modern gamers as junkies looking to escape the harsh reality of their lives through the medium of video games.
Mycopunk is cheaper than a point of meth, probably has fewer side effects too.
Randy Pitchford coming in with that Huggy Bear energy. Come on, baby. Borderlands 4 will make you feel real good about the socioeconomic disparity you suffer from that other generations did not. Loot to your heart's content. Only $79.99 plus tax.
I'd buy that for $1.
He walked it back like DSP would do after the heat got a little too hot by saying,
I'm sorry, there was misunderstanding.
What was the misunderstanding? You literally told people if they're really fans of Borderlands 4, they'll find a way to get the money to buy the game. There's nothing to misunderstand. Some people might defend this by saying the cost of making video games has gone up, which they're not wrong. But in the place of gameplay or even good stories, we were given more visual fidelity. And every video game started to become an interactive movie. I don't know about you, but I'm a little tired of walking sims and uninspired shooters all following the Fortnite trends, permeating the industry like a wet fart in a hot room. Check out this article from 5 years ago.
Video game prices are going up for the first time in 15 years. In spite of an economic and jobs crisis, publishers will press ahead with a price hike they see as long overdue. The $60 video game dates back to at least the 90s. Rarely has a game exceeded that price threshold in 3 decades since, even as inflation drove the dollar's value to nearly half of what it was the days of the Super Nintendo. This week, the video game publishers will press ahead with an industry-wide effort to raise the standard price to $70. The move coincides with the debut of the 2 new game consoles from Microsoft and Sony, a generational change that comes every 7 years or so. There is one complicating factor: an economic crisis that has doubled unemployment in the US from levels before the coronavirus pandemic.
That's right, people were doing worse than ever and the gaming industry said suck it. And it hasn't even been a full 5 years since the last gaming price hike. And here we are again in May of 2025. Another price hike again. GTA 6 is due out this fall, with the entire game industry salivating over the possibility of this game having a $100 price tag. If current trends continue like this, gaming will become a luxury hobby by 2032.
Impossible!
The Summer Games Fest, the usual things you come to expect, Jeff Keighley tagging a super twink on Twitter. Pretty much on brand, it is Pride Month after all.
Welcome to Scum Island, where survival is earned, not given. Will you be tested on June 17th? Are you in at Scum? Ooh, at Scum. The Scum Boy, gay submissive male, not set for work, member of Team Gay, Team Bottom, admirer of Team Bi and Team Straight.
You don't want to see what's on this guy's timeline. No, what's that, Stu? That wasn't part of the programming. They revealed some really fun games. This one from the Epic Store, announcing Retooled, an African futuristic heist game where you reclaim real African looted artifacts from Western museums. Wishlist it now. A game about black characters stealing from a museum. Not the best look considering the looting of Nike stores to protest ICE. Well, finally, I guess racism has been defeated, am I right?
Stop him!
Beast of Reincarnation is your standard fare hack and slash a la Stellar Blade featuring an attractive super Asian woman. Frankly, these games are so far-fetched. If an Asian woman were this powerful, they would be able to fend off perverts on Japanese trains. Oh well. I look forward to the nude mods of her on the Nexus.
Oh, someone please stop him!
Handcrafted with cuddles by the Merc with a MetaQuest. Kick back and bask in the glory of gaming's first quintuple egg tropical farming sim experience. Oh, hi, new friend. Escape the turd burger of late-stage capitalism.
Handcrafted with cuddles by the Merc with a MetaQuest.
Deadpool VR is what you'd expect in the age of the Ryan Reynolds-ified version of the character. Corporate slot pool is what I like to call it, coming to a VR headset near you.
Ryan Reynolds is going to pay for what he's done to the modern Deadpool's voice direction.
He won't pay. He'll never pay. Wu-Tang Clan has a game coming out, which led to the confusion of Zoomers and everyone else not bumping Wu-Tang Clan music for the last 20 years.
You're right, Fidel. This show's been great.
I'm Simp!
Presented by Ghostface Killer, my goat. Let's get it.
No, that's fire.
No shot!
That's fire.
Okay, maybe I'm not the gamer, because what's Wu-Tang?
Hideo Kojima took time out of his busy schedule taking photos of celebrities to show off Death Stranding 2. That probably has more celebrities in the video game for some ungodly reason. Well, anyway, in typical Hideo Kojima fashion, the grippers have been unleashed. I have to say, I have no idea what the is going on in this trailer. But fans of the series keep saying that it is, and I quote, peak. Resident Evil Requiem left me feeling numb. It seems to take place after the events of Resident Evil 2. But the trailer felt hollow, much like my soul. With an almost yearly release window, remaking all of its glory day games, it just doesn't hit the same. Resident Evil 9 feels kind of, I don't know the word for it. It's kind of like when something's just been around too long and it's probably time it was put out of its misery, you know, like your grandfather.
It looks so horror. Horror is back, you guys.
Of course, Twitter rage baiters wanted to somehow make gamers the villain after the trailer dropped.
Dudes are already calling the Resident Evil 9 lead protagonist ugly. An epidemic of loneliness and misery is truly making some of you insane.
You are fake news.
Onimusha Way of the Sword is the first new installment in the Onimusha franchise in 20 years, or 19 if you want to split hairs. Finally, a game that hasn't been rebooted to death, or reimagined to the point of where it's unrecognizable. Count me in. Mafia Old Country, another Mafia game. After Mafia 3, my hopes are not high. I'm not even gonna bother complaining about it. Mortal Shell, another Soulsborne game designed to appeal more to the edgy, disgruntled youth of the generation. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Dying Light the Beast, another in a long line of zombie trope video games. But at least this one has parkour. Is it just me, or does this game remind you of Portland, Oregon? Ill is another zombie game, but hear me out. At least this one has some creepy survival horror factors. It makes you uneasy. That's what a horror game should be. And that seems to be sorely missing from Resident Evil and Dying Light. So, color me interested. Capcom showed off more Street Fighter 6 characters. And of course, you have to pay for the legacy characters. But it's promoted by Kenny Omega, so I'm sure that softens the blow for the fans. Axe of Blood almost looks like Sifu in a modern game setting. Color me meh. At this point, there was a trailer for what looked like Star Wars Battlefront 3. I was hoping the morons at EA figured out a winning formula instead of doing something stupid, but it was more Fortnite crossovers that further cement that all of these legacy IPs that you knew and loved that had some sort of dignity are now owned by companies or entities that care so little about them, they whore them out like Jeffrey Epstein. Call of Duty Black Ops 7. There was a time when Call of Duty felt like a war game and nothing else. Now I don't know what the hell I'm looking at anymore. It looks like a psychedelic mind trip that leads to nowhere but more microtransactions and yearly soulless releases with celebrity cameos. We used to be a proper country. Remember when COD used to be gritty and actually effective at war propaganda? Hell, made me consider jumping into the meat grinder. I still say I was in Desert Storm for fun to this day. There were other trailers, but to hell with it. The current video game industry is overbearing and corpulent, with so few releases that seem to matter or leave any impact on gamers. There was a time when it felt like there were so many great games it was hard to choose. Now gaming feels like content, and content isn't memorable because content isn't art.